It's the turn of a new decade here in the Northeast, and it doesn't look like much, does it? Cold and gray and rainy. But it's still a big city. There's still tons of opportunity. And that's why I found myself here in Philadelphia over New Year's 2020. So yes, New Year's was just a few days ago, and it's crazy to think that that's the one day of the whole year that hosts all over the world can get a little excited about making some extra money on a single night stay. And it happened on a Tuesday, of all days this year. And know what that means? That's like an extra weekend of income. One extra weekend day. If you do it right. But I found something online on Airbnb's website. They have a community page, and there's a new guy asking a question. He's like, what do I do about this? I screwed up. I used smart pricing for New Year's Eve by accident. I want to raise my prices and get a real rate for my night. So I'd like to change my rate, but somebody already booked. Is there anything that I can do? And sadly, all of us veteran hosts know that if you cancel a guest, they'll block your calendar. So this guy was pretty much stuck, making less money this year. But that inspired me to make this video for you. I want to show you if you do this right and plan ahead and raise your rates, I want to show you how much money you can make in a single night on Airbnb, New Year's Eve. Hello from Philadelphia, Airbnb family. First off, thank you in advance for all the likes, and I look forward to speaking with you in the comments about this video. We're going to show you some numbers. We're going to show you the multi-calendar. We're going to show you some prices that were collected, the total amount that was collected. I'm also going to try to teach you kind of how to navigate that specific day if your intention isn't just to get a single night booking. You can still get a lot of money for New Year's, but also plan ahead so that way you can still get some multi-day bookings. So without further ado, let's jump in. All right, New Year's Eve. I want to first give you one screenshot for context, and we're going to take this big wide screenshot and we're going to drill down into some specifics so you can learn a lot from this. So first thing you need to know about the way we run our business, this context shot, is we have 4 separate Airbnb accounts that get paid. You'll see that we've got an iCloud account, 2 different Gmail accounts, and then a Pad Suites Philly, okay? And these are all the ones that got paid. And so the total payouts, if you total them up, is about $12,480. And that's for all of the check-ins that happened on December 31st. Anybody who arrived December 31st. And here's how we can tell that. So this screenshot was taken January 2nd, and all the emails are from yesterday, January 1st. And for all of you hosts that have experience, you would know this. Those of you who are new, you may not know. But you get paid the day after a guest checks in. So for all the guests that checked in December 31st, you'll get an email January 1st that you're getting paid out as long as everything's good. What Airbnb will do is if something was wrong on check-in, they'll hold that payment. You won't get paid until it's resolved. Like a guest claims it's not clean or they couldn't check in or anything like that could be a problem. So these are all of your successful check-ins the day after. So that's $12,480. Now, for those of you who follow this channel and know we have 100 listings, on the surface, this doesn't look good per se, because $120 something, $124 on average on 100 listings does not sound attractive, because it doesn't really sound that much more than just a regular weekend day for like a studio or 1 bedroom. And we also have 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms and stuff. So we don't actually have 100 check-ins on New Year's Eve. So this is why we need to drill down so you can kind of learn some stuff. So next, let me open I'm going to make this long, so we're going to be scrolling here. But in our co-host account, for those of you not familiar, we use a co-host account that does all of our operations, but does not handle the money. So employees can like log in and talk to guests from it. If you look at all of our listings, for the ones that we have check-ins for, there's maybe 38 total properties that had a check-in December 31st. Out of those 38 properties, some of them were multi-day reservations. So we had a total of about 53 days of pay that we got paid for. So January 1st, 38 reservations, 53 nights, $12,480 ballpark, and divide that up, that's about $235.50 per day stayed out of those 53 days. Now, some of those are not New Year's Eve, so those rates are drastically lower. So we, on average for New Year's Eve, we're charging about $240 a night. Now, we are mostly studios and 1-bedrooms, but we do have a good run of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. So just to show you kind of the numbers that you'll collect, some of our larger reservations, we have reservations that are as much as $425 for a night for New Year's Eve. Some that are probably more like $347 for New Year's Eve. Now, there is something to be said about New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and then of course early January. The month of January in Philadelphia is the hardest month to get booked. Statistically. And Dallas and Houston, they also have a slow December and January as well. It's definitely not their season. So there are some cities in some parts of the world that have strong winters already, and New Year's just kind of fits into what is otherwise a strong quarter. But in a lot of these markets, New Year's Eve becomes this spike of income where everything else is lower. And so managing your pricing through the spike and then dropping your rates outside of it is going to be important if you want to not only maximize your income on New Year's Eve, but also maintain a strong flow. So what I thought was extremely unique about Philadelphia, and we're going to do a future video on this, but it's going to take until the end of the month, but New Year's Eve, we were pretty much 100% booked, and we've been 100% booked in Philadelphia for the 5 days prior. So every day after Christmas, we were just jam full, all the way until New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day, we had 1 or 2 reservations for the entire month of January. That's kind of scary if you look at it like this could be the final arrival. Now, we are getting bookings in January. It's January 4th right now, and we're not going out of business. But exactly how full we end up will be determined by the end of the month. And so this is our first January in Philly. So this is our first low month in Philly, and we're going to see what we'll land at. But if you want to plan ahead for something like we're going through, you'll need to consider how low you'll have to drop your rate for New Year's Day. And we have dropped our rates for New Year's Day and the day after, the weekdays, extremely low compared to our normal rates. There are some days that we're charging $20 plus cleaning fee. And our cleaning fees tend to be $35, but even though our cleaning cost is only $25. So when somebody books New Year's Day for $20 plus the cleaning fee, we're contributing about $30 towards our rent when they book. Now, that is a loss, in a way. And I think you guys need to understand contribution margin. So if you don't know what it is, let me kind of help you here. Whenever somebody books, you will get a certain amount of money for the reservation. Now, you have some fixed costs, rent is fixed. If you pay $1,500 a month in rent, then that's $50 a day in costs every single day. So if somebody pays $20 plus $35 in cleaning fee, and you're like us and it costs you $20 or $25 to clean, you have $35 or $40 left over. You put that $35 or $40 towards rent, and you still end up with a deficit of $10 or $15. But if you never got that booking, you would have otherwise had a deficit of $50. So you still want to get bookings, even though they still run at a deficit. You're trying to minimize that deficit with these low bookings. And the thing about slow season is the key to profitability in slow season is to get profitable days when you can, weekends, if you can make some money on your weekends, or if you can have a big open calendar and get a monthly booking where you make $500 in profit on the whole month and just kind of lock it away. You lock up your profits, cool. But if you're not willing to scrap and lower your prices and kind of manage your costs effectively, you'll just get a lot of zeros instead of a lot of 50s. And that'll cause you to eventually have a deeper deficit, and that's where you lose more money, right? So some of the name of the game is losing less money in slow season. But so for New Year's, on the 38 reservations that we had, made $12,480. And our rough rent cost is about $50 per night. So let's round that up to 40. We spent about $2,000 in rent that day. Our cleaning costs are roughly 20, let's round up to $25 for cleaning costs and costs toilet paper and stuff for the night. So we're looking at $1,000. So our operating costs were $3,000 for cost of sale. Our management costs are about $1,000 a day total across the whole company. So that's 38 reservations is, let's say it's about half of our portfolio. Let's round up to half. So take $500 in management cost. We have $3,500 in costs on the $12,480. So we're doing some rounding here. So let's make that $3,500 on $12,500. We profited $9,000 in a day. That's profit above rent, above cost of operations, above supplies. If our daily rent and operation costs are, portfolio wide for these same these same listings, $2,000 in rent, $1,000 in management, or $500 in management, etc. So we have $2,500 a day in hard costs for these days. That $9,000, if we don't get any bookings for the next 4 days, we actually then lose money. We had a big, day on New Year's, and then we have 4 days where we're not making any money. We actually are now losing money, right? So it's important to maximize your income every single day, take true advantage of the spikes, but then get some money for those little days. So what I would recommend you do is spike up your prices on New Year's Eve, but then New Year's Day, lower those prices a little bit dramatically. And if somebody's gonna stay New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, more power to them. They got a sick deal on New Year's Day, but you're kind of hedging your risk there. And so that little dip, I call that a scoop. And in our pricing strategy course, we talk about scoops, and you can actually find them on the Airbnb platform. And you can actually adjust your prices for scoops by just doing a little bit of research. So $9,000 in net profit on $12,480 in collects for all of our check-ins December 31st. I hope this helps you understand that you can make a lot of money on Airbnb, and a lot of your profits will come from certain days. And the key to staying profitable and making tons of money is just take the boring days and do something with those boring days too. If you have any questions, again, put them in the comments. I look forward to talking with you guys about this. And thank you for watching Airbnb Automated. I'm looking forward to talking to you more in 2020 and showing you more of my business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.